Good morning, children, and welcome back to the class. Hope you are watching all the videos that I'm sending you. So, we have started a new chapter recently in the last class where we have taken playing with numbers. We have discussed a lot on factors and multiples. You should have been able to find all the prime numbers between 0 and 100. So, you would have made a list of prime numbers and composite numbers by now. That was what we discussed in our previous class. And I left you with one exercise also which I wanted you to complete based on the discussions that we had in the previous class. I hope you would have completed exercise 3.2 on page number 53, which was assigned to you because you did not ask back or did not discuss anything about it in the group. I am hoping that you would have completed it. If not, please do complete that exercise because today I am continuing with the chapter. And today I'm going to take up the test of divisibility of numbers. So why is this test of divisibility so important for us here? And what does it mean is what we are going to discuss today. So test of divisibility. So whether a given particular number is divisible by another number is what we call as divisibility, test for divisibility. That is, if you have small numbers like a single digit number or a two digit number, we can easily tell whether it is divisible by 2 or 3 or 4, etc. How do we tell this? Because we know the multiplication tables of all numbers, maybe at least till 15 you will be knowing by now. So by recalling the multiplication tables, we are able to say whether a number is divisible by another number or not. For example, if I ask you, is 12 divisible by 2? Because we know 12 is a multiple of 2, when I say 12, when I divide with 2, it should not give a remainder. If the remainder becomes 0, when I divide 12 with 2 and I get a remainder 0, then it means 12 is divisible by 2. That means you are able to divide 12 with 2 without giving any remainder. We know this. 6 2s are 12 and then when you subtract, you get a remainder 0. This, when you get a remainder 0 on dividing 12 with 2, then I can say 12 is divisible by 2. Because 12 is a multiple of 2. 2 6 are 12. That means 12 is there in the multiplication table of 2. And hence, I can confidently tell that 12 is divisible by 2. But if I think of larger numbers, say any 3-digit number or a 4-digit number or a 5-digit number, then it is not very easy to tell or remember whether it is divisible by 2 or not. Well, suppose I talk about this number 4378. By just giving this number 4378 and I ask you, is it divisible by 2? What will you do? You don't know the multiplication of table of 2 where you will get 4378. So what best you will do? You will go and start dividing. You will take this number and divide with 2. And you will go on like this. 2 2s are 4, I subtract. Then I bring down 3, 2 1s are 2, subtract. Then bring down 7, 2 8s are 16. Then again a subtraction will give you 1 and then 2 9s are 18. So I get a remainder 0. Now you can say yes, 4378 is divisible by 2 because I am getting a remainder 0. Once I get a remainder 0, I know this number is divisible by 2. But this is not possible every time. You cannot keep on dividing numbers to find out whether they are divisible by a given number or not. So this test for divisibility is going to make your job easier. That means even without doing the actual division, you will be able to tell whether a number is divisible by 2 or not. So that is called the test of divisibility for 2. So without doing the actual division, when you are able to find out and say whether a number is divisible by 2, then that test is called the test for divisibility of 2. So first we will take up the test for divisibility by 2 and try to apply that to find out whether any given number, whether it is a 4-digit number or a 5-digit number, is it divisible by 2 without doing the actual division. So first we will write down the test for divisibility by 2. First test, that is divisibility by 2. Now when I start writing the multiples of 2, You know, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 2 fours are 8, 2 fives are 10. It goes on like this. 2 six are 12, etc. So this is how the multiplication table goes on. So I know these are the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, etc. are multiples of 2. So definitely they will be divisible by 2. So what is the pattern that you are observing here? You see, the ones place will be 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. So if the units place or the ones place of a number, if it happens to be one of these digits, that is it can be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. If you continue, you will see 2 sevens you are going to get 14. Then you get 2 eights are 16. Can you see? Again the 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0 is getting repeated. So when you have 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 in the units place of a number, then that number will be divisible by 2. This is the test for divisibility by 2. So you can write it down. If a number is divisible by 2, a number is divisible by 2 if it has 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 in its units place. Units place or ones place, anything you can say. So if this condition is satisfied, then I can say that the number is divisible by 2. So please remember that's a very, very important statement I have written. A number is divisible by 2 if it has 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 in its units place. So now you can go back and check whatever be the number, however big it might be. It can be a 3-digit or it can be a 4-digit number. Always it will be divisible if this condition is satisfied. Now I'll give you an example. 2084. Then I take another number, say 11,842. Or I can say 12 lakhs 86,040. No, 1,28,640. Now observe these numbers. They are all very big numbers. We can't go and divide them every time to say whether they are divisible by 2 or not. So that is why we are going to use the divisibility by 2. Now I will go and underline the ones place. Now what's there in the ones place or the units place of the first number? It is 4. So by this condition, can I say this number is divisible by 2? Yes, because it has got 4 in the ones place. What about this number 11,842? It is ending with 2. So is it allowed that the number is divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2. Now look at this number, it is 1,28,640. It is ending with 0. So is the condition satisfied? So all the three numbers, even without doing the actual division, we are able to say whether it is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, the next divisibility we are going to see is the divisibility by 10. Whether a number is divisible by 10 or not. Now we have another test to tell whether a given number is divisible by 10 or not. It is a very, very simple test. A number will be divisible by 10 if it has 0 in its ones place. So the condition is a number is divisible by 10 if it has 0 in the units place. Okay, so this is very simple because while we write the 10 tables, we know 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20, 10 threes are 30, etc. So all the numbers which are multiples of 10 will end with 0. So this rule is very, very simple to understand. Any number having 0 in the ones place or the units place will definitely be divisible by 10. So I'll just give you a few examples here. Now I have 4 numbers taken here. Now if I want to show whether it is divisible by 10 or not, the test is very clear. If I have 0 in the ones place or the units place, only then that number is divisible by 10. Now let me underline the ones place in all these 4 numbers. This number has got 5 in the ones place, so it is not divisible by 10. What about the second number? Second number, it is 6040. It is divisible because it is having 0 in the ones place. Coming to the third number, again you have 0 in the ones place, so it is divisible. What about the fourth number? It is 25,344. It's ending with a 4, so it is not divisible by 10. So this is a very simple test of divisibility for 10. The next divisibility that we are going to take up is the divisibility by 5. Unlike the divisibility of 10, where you have 0 in the ones place, then the number is divisible by 10. For 5, you have to check 2 things. That is, a number is divisible by 5 if it has either 0 or 5 in its ones place. So you can write down a number is divisible by 5 if it has either 0 or 5 in its units place or ones place. So when you write the tables of 5, you will see 1 5 is 5, 2 5s are 10, 3 5s are 15, 4 5s are 20, and so on. It goes like this. Now look at the ones place in these numbers. Alternately, it is 5 and 0. That is why the divisibility test of 5, you have to check 2 things. The ones place or the units place can either be 0 or it can be 5. So let us think of 4 more numbers here. Now look at these 4 numbers that I have taken. Now again I have to concentrate on the ones place or the units place. Now when can a number be divisible by 5? When the ones place or the units place will either be 0 or it will be 5. So let us go and check. In the first number, the ones place is occupied with 3. So this is not divisible by 5. What about the second number? Because the ones place is having 5, I can say it is divisible by 5. So here it is having 0, so that is also allowed. Both these are allowed. Either it will be a 0 or it will be a 5. So the third number is also divisible. Similarly, the fourth number is also divisible by 5. So you must be careful. Unlike in the case of divisibility by 10, the ones place should only be 0. Whereas when you want to test for the divisibility by 5, it can be either 0 or it can be 5. So please remember this. The next test of divisibility that we are going to see is the divisibility by 4. Now, unlike the 2, 10 and the 5, which were very easy because we only had to look at the ones place. Now, when it is coming to the divisibility by 4, we have a little more effort to be put to find out whether a number is divisible by 4 or not. Now, in the case of divisibility by 4, we have to look at the last 2 digits of a given number. Like for example, if I take the number 212, now the last 2 digits means the ones place and the tens place. What is there in the ones place and the tens place? It is 12. Now if these 2 numbers together, when you take them, if the last 2 digits of a given number are divisible by 4, then the number is divisible by 4. Now 12 I know is there in the multiplication tables of 4 because 4 3s are 12. So 12 is divisible by 4. Therefore, I can say 212 will also be divisible by 4. Similarly, when I take say 40,036, this is the number I have. What are the digits in the last 2 place? It is 36. Now 36, is it divisible by 4? Yes, because it is there in the 4 tables. 4 9s are 36. So if the last 2 digits of a given number is divisible by 4, then the given number will also be divisible by 4. So this is the test of divisibility that you have to know. Sometimes it can happen like this. Suppose I have the number, let me take an example of a bigger one. 286. Now, how do I say whether this is divisible or not? I have to take the last 2 digits. The last 2 digits is 86. Is 86 there in the 4 tables? I don't know, because I know 4 tens are 40, that's all. So what you have to do here is divide 86 with 4. 4 2s are 8. Sorry. You subtract, you get 6. 4 1s are 4, you get a remainder of 2. So 86 is not divisible by 4. So 286 is not divisible by 4 is what you will say. Whereas these two numbers are divisible. So sometimes you may have to divide and see, because the last 2 digits directly you may not be able to tell whether they are divisible or not. So in that case you have to divide and find out. So let us go and write the divisibility test for 4. So a number is divisible by 4. We will talk about 3-digit numbers, because 2-digit anyway we know. We have to divide and find out. So any number with 3 or more digits is divisible by 4 if the number formed by the last 2 digits is divisible by 4. So if I take the last 2 digits of any given number and divide it with 4, and it comes out, the remainder comes out to be 0, then I can say that the number is divisible by 4. Okay, so that's how we decided. So I already gave some examples. Now some more examples I'll take. Say I take the number 224. Then I take 10,332. Then I take 5,828. Then I take 26,652. So all these are the numbers that I have taken. Now I have to say whether it is divisible by 4 or not. So the last 2 digits is what I have to take. Now this is 24. 24 is there in the 4 tables. 4 6 are 24. So this number is divisible by 4. The last 2 digits here is 32. So can I say it is divisible by 4? Yes, because 32 is there in the 4 tables. This is also divisible by 4. Next one, 28. Yes, 4 7s are 28. So I know it is divisible by 4. When it comes to 52, I don't know whether it is there in the 4 tables. So what I have to do? Immediately divide the 52 with 4. 4 1s are 4. I subtract. I get 1. 4 3s are 12. Yes, I know I'm getting a remainder 0. So this number is also divisible by 4. So this is how you have to check whether a given number is divisible by 4 or not. Okay, the next one is the test of divisibility for 8. When do you say a number is divisible by 8? Now this test of divisibility of 8 will be applied for numbers having 4 or more digits. For less than that, that is numbers having 2 or 3 digits. If you want to find out whether it is divisible by 8, you have to do the actual division only and find out. The test is valid only when you have a number with 4 or more digits. So a number with 4 or more digits is divisible by 8 if the number formed by the last 3 digits is divisible by 8. if the number formed by the last 3 digits is divisible by 8. So I have to go and check whether the last 3 digits are they divisible by 8. In that case, I can say the number is divisible by 8. Like for example, let me take 9,216. Then I'll take one more number, 10,260. So the last 3 digits here in both the numbers. I'll take one more also, 73,512. Okay, so 216 in all the first and the second number, the last 3 digits are 216 and 216. Here it is 512. So I have to go and find out whether 216 is divisible by 8. For which I have to divide 216 with 8. So 8 2s are 16. I get a 5. 8 7s are 56. So I get a remainder 0. So 216 when I divide with 8, I get a remainder 0. That means what? 216 is divisible by 8. So if 216 is divisible by 8, then this number 9,216 is also divisible by 8. That's what the divisibility test says. A number with 4 or more digits is divisible by 8 if the number formed by the last 3 digits is divisible by 8. So the second number also again, because 216 is the last 3 digits, it is divisible. Now looking at the third number, we have 512 as the last 3 digits. Now once again I have to go and divide this with 8. So 8 7s are 56, so 8 6s are 48. When I subtract, I get a 3. 8 4s are 32, and hence my remainder has become 0. So 512 is divisible by 8. So the number 73,512 is also divisible by 8. So this is what is the divisibility for 8. Now the next test of divisibility is the divisibility by 3. When do you say a number is divisible by 3? So for this we have a little addition operation that you have to do. So it's not very simple like the other divisibility test. So when I want to find out that a number is divisible by 3 or not, I have to do this. So write it down first. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. Now what does that mean? So there is a lot of things that you have to understand here. So I'll take an example and try to do it. So I'll take a 3-digit number. I take 219. Now I have to find out whether 219 is divisible by 3 or not. The test of divisibility tells me that a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. That means what? I have to add all the digits. So here the digits are 2 plus 1 plus 9. These are the 3 digits in that number. So I am going to add those digits. So 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 9 12. So I get 12 as the sum of the digits of the given number. Alright. So 12, is it there in the multiplication tables of 3? Yes, we know 3 4s are 12. So 12 is a multiple or it is divisible by 3. Therefore, the given number is also divisible by 3. This is what the divisibility test tells me. If I add all the digits of a number and the sum is divisible by 3, then the given number is also divisible by 3. Alright. So we will take one more number and try. Maybe we will write 260. This is the given number. So I add all the digits, that is 2 plus 6 plus 0. What did I get? I got 8. Is 8 divisible by 3? Is there 8 in the 3 tables? No. So because 8 is not divisible by 3, this number is also not divisible by 3. So you understand the divisibility by 3? It can be a 4-digit number also. Suppose I take This is the number I have. So I go and add the digits 4 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5. How much do I get? 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 8 15, 15 plus 5 20. Is 20 there in the three tables? No. So 20 is not divisible by 3. So the given number is also not divisible by 3. So I hope you understand the divisibility test for. Okay, the next one is the divisibility by 9. It is very similar to that of the divisibility test for 3. Now for this you have to add again the digits. If the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 9, if the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 9, then the number itself is divisible by 9. Okay, so this is the divisibility for 9. Like we have added all the digits in the case of 3, here also you are going to add all the digits. So let me take an example. Like I will take 4608. This is the number given to me. So when I add all the digits, there are 4 digits, that is 4 plus 6 plus 0 plus 8. Alright. So if I add all the 4 digits, now let me see what is the sum. 6 plus 4, 10 plus 0, 10 plus 8, 18. Is 18 divisible by 9? Is 18 there in the 9 tables? Yes, because 9 twos are 18. So if 18 is divisible by 9, then the given number, that is 4608, is also divisible by 9. So we will take up one more. Maybe we will take up a 3-digit number, 758. So the digits are 7, 5 and 8. So I add all of them. I get 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 8, 20. Is 20 there in the 9 tables? 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 9 threes are 27. So 20 is not divisible by 9. So what can I tell about this number 758? That is also not divisible by 9. The next one is the divisibility by 6. When can you tell a number is divisible by 6 or not? Now I know I can write my 6 as 2 into 3. That means 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. Now I have to check whether a number is divisible by 6 or not. I have to first check whether it is divisible by 2 and it is divisible by 3 also. If both these conditions are satisfied, then I can tell that the number is divisible by 6. So the divisibility test is very, very simple. If a number is divisible both by 2 and 3, then it is divisible by 6. So if a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then the number is divisible by 6. So if a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then the number is divisible by 6. Maybe we can take a few examples here and find out. Like I have, say, 312. This is the number given to me. I want to find out whether it is divisible by 6. First, I have to see whether it is divisible by 2. It is ending with 2, so it is divisible by 2. Next, I have to see whether it is divisible by 3. What was the divisibility by 3? I have to add all the digits, 1 plus 3 plus 2. So 1 plus 3, 4 plus 2, 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so this number is divisible by 3. So the number 312 is divisible by 2 because it is ending with 2. It is divisible by 3 also because when I add all the digits, I get a number which is divisible by 3. So I can tell now that 312 is divisible by 2. It is divisible by 3 also. Then I can definitely tell 312 is divisible by 6. So the divisibility of 6 depends on the divisibility by 2 and the divisibility by 3. Now the last test of divisibility that we are going to see is the divisibility by 11. Now this involves a lot of operations that we have to do. So slowly I will tell you what is all that you have to do. So you have to add the alternate digits. So we'll underline the alternate digits. 8, leave the 0, take the 3. The second number I have 3. From the right only I start. I will underline 1, leave this 3, then the 3. Here also alternate digits. 9, skip the 0, 8 and 6. So I have underlined the alternate digits here. Now what I have to do is, I have to add the alternate digits. That means, I have to add the digits in the even places and the odd places. So I am adding these two, that is 3 plus 8. I get 11. And the other number is just 0. Alright, here also I add the alternate numbers. Here it is 1 plus 3 and this is 3 plus 1. So I am adding 1 plus 3, which is 4. And then I am adding again 3 plus 1, which is also 4. Then coming to the third number, I add the alternate digits. That means 6 plus 8 plus 9. And in the second place, I add 1 and 0. So what am I getting here? 6 plus 8 plus 9. 14 plus 9 will be 23. And there it will be 1 plus 0, which will be 1. So the first step you have to do is add the alternate digits. So first I will underline the alternate digits. If it's a 3-digit number, this is how I underline. These are the alternate digits. I added them, I got 11. And only one digit is left over, so that is 0. Then what you have to do, you have to find the difference between these two sums. The first sum is 11 and the second one is 0. So the next one you will do is 11 minus 0, you get it as 0. So when you add the digits in the even places and the odd places and then find their difference, and if the difference happens to be 0 or a multiple of 11, then the given number is divisible by 11. So I added the alternate digits, I got 11 and 0. I subtracted them, I got 11. Because 11 is there in the multiplication table of 11, this number is divisible by 11. Now I take a 4-digit number, alternate digits 1 and 3, 3 and 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 1 is again 4. Then I subtract 4 minus 4, I subtract both the sum that I have got. 4 minus 4 is 0. Because I said the condition is either you get 0 or you get a multiple of 11, then the number is divisible by 11. Coming to this number, 6, 8 and 9 I added, I got 23. 1 and 0 when I added, I got 1. Then I should find the difference, 23 minus 1, 22. It is a multiple of 11, so this number is divisible by 11. So how do you write the divisibility test? I hope you understand. Add the alternate digit, it can be a 3-digit, it can be a 4-digit or it can be a 5-digit number. When you add the alternate digits, find the sum and subtract the two sum. If you get 11 or you get a multiple of 11 or 0, then the number is divisible by 11. So I will write the divisibility test now. You can take it down. Find the difference between the sum of the digits. Find the difference between the sum of the digits find the difference between the sum of the digits at odd places from the right. Odd places means in the one, then leave, skip, take odd places, even places. If you can't understand, you can take it as alternate digits. Okay, in the odd places from the right, and the sum of the digits in the even places. You should find the two sums first. Once the sum is obtained, then what you have to do? If the difference is either 0 or divisible by 11, if the difference is either 0 or divisible by 11, then the number is divisible by 11. So this is the divisibility for 11. I hope you can understand this. So I think I will stop here. I have introduced so many tests of divisibility. Please go through them leisurely. Take your own examples of numbers and try to find out whether they are divisible by a given digit or not. So to do this practice, you can go to page number 57 in your textbook. Turn to exercise 3.3. There is a tabular column. I'm talking about this tabular column. In page number 57 of exercise 3.3, this tabular column you have to fill. Maybe you can do it in the textbook itself because there are numbers given and they are asking whether it is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 or 11. So use the divisibility test I have given and tell whether it is yes or no. The first one they have done it for you. You have to do the remaining. So with this, we will end today's class. We will continue in our next class. Please go through all the divisibility tests. Bye.